Hey everyone, John Green here, and today we're diving into the world of ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. This is a condition that affects millions of people globally, and it's something that can impact both children and adults alike. Now, ADHD is like having a brain that's wired a little differently. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder, which means it affects how the brain grows and develops. It's not about being bad or lazy, it's about how your brain handles attention, focus, and sometimes even impulses. People with ADHD often have trouble staying on task, and they might find it hard to sit still or control their impulses. Imagine this. You're trying to focus on a super interesting lecture, but it's like your brain is a web browser with 20 tabs open, all playing different videos at the same time. This can make it really challenging to concentrate on just one thing. That's kind of what it can feel like to have ADHD. The constant barrage of thoughts and distractions can be overwhelming and exhausting. ADHD is actually pretty common, affecting millions of people around the world, both kids and adults. It doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. And guess what? It's treatable. There are various treatment options available, including medication, therapy, and lifestyle changes that can help manage the symptoms. So if you or someone you know might have ADHD, don't stress. There's help out there and you're not alone. Support from friends, family, and professionals can make a huge difference. But first, let's break down what ADHD actually looks like, because it can show up in different ways in different people. Some might be more inattentive, while others might be more hyperactive or impulsive. Understanding these differences is key to recognizing and managing ADHD effectively. Alright, let's talk about how to spot ADHD early on. It's important to recognize the signs so that proper support and interventions can be provided as soon as possible. In kids, you might notice things like trouble paying attention, even for short periods. They may seem to be in their own world, daydreaming when they should be focusing. They might fidget a lot, have trouble sitting still, or blurt out answers before questions are even finished. This can be disruptive in a classroom setting and can affect their learning. Now, some of this is totally normal kid stuff, right? All kids have moments of inattention or hyperactivity. It's part of growing up. But with ADHD, it's more intense and happens more often. These behaviors are more frequent and severe, making it hard for the child to function in everyday activities. It can make it tough to learn, make friends, or even just get through the day. They might struggle with schoolwork and feel isolated from their peers. In adults, ADHD can look a bit different. The symptoms might not be as obvious, but they can still have a significant impact on daily life. You might struggle with organization, time management, or staying focused on tasks, especially boring ones. This can lead to missed deadlines and unfinished projects. Impulsivity can also be an issue, leading to things like interrupting conversations or making rash decisions. This can affect relationships and work performance. The thing is, ADHD in adults often gets missed because it can look like other things, like anxiety or even just being scatterbrained. It's easy to misinterpret these signs, but hey, if any of this sounds familiar, don't brush it off. It's important to take these signs seriously and seek help if needed. Talk to a doctor or therapist who can help you figure things out. Early intervention can make a big difference in managing ADHD effectively. So, what causes ADHD? Well, it's not as simple as one single thing. It's more like a puzzle with a bunch of different pieces. Genetics definitely play a role. If you have a parent or sibling with ADHD, you're more likely to have it too. But it's not just genes. Things that happen during pregnancy, like premature birth or low birth weight, might also increase the risk. There's also been some research on environmental factors like exposure to lead or pesticides, but more research is needed. And no, contrary to what some people might say, sugar doesn't cause ADHD. It might make symptoms seem worse for a bit, but it's not the root cause. The important thing to remember is that ADHD isn't anyone's fault. It's a brain-based condition, not a character flaw. Section 4. Beyond restlessness, understanding the core symptoms of ADHD. Now, let's talk about the core symptoms of ADHD, which usually fall into two main categories: inattention and hyperactivity impulsivity. Inattention is all about difficulty focusing, getting easily distracted, and having trouble with organization and follow-through. Imagine trying to read a book while someone's blasting music and having a conversation next to you. That's the kind of mental chaos inattention can create. Hyperactivity impulsivity, on the other hand, is more about being hyperactive and impulsive. Think fidgeting, restlessness, talking non-stop, interrupting others, and having trouble waiting your turn. It's like having a motor that's always running in overdrive. Now, not everyone with ADHD has both sets of symptoms. Some people might be more inattentive, while others are more hyperactive, impulsive, and some people experience a combination of both. It's a spectrum, really. Section 5: ADHD and other mental disorders, drawing distinctions. ADHD often hangs out with other mental disorders like anxiety, depression, or learning disabilities. It's like they're part of the same friend group. Think about it. If you're constantly struggling to focus, stay organized, and manage your impulses, it's easy to see how anxiety and depression could creep in. And if you have a learning disability on top of ADHD, well, that's a whole other layer of challenge. The thing is, these conditions can sometimes have overlapping symptoms, which can make it tricky to tease them apart. That's why it's so important to get a proper diagnosis from a qualified professional. Section 6: ADHD versus Alzheimer's, a tale of two different conditions. Now let's clear up a common misconception. ADHD is not Alzheimer's. They're two completely different conditions. Alzheimer's is a progressive brain disease that affects memory, thinking, and behavior, usually in older adults. It's a serious condition with no cure. ADHD, on the other hand, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects attention, focus, and sometimes impulsivity. It's usually diagnosed in childhood or adolescence, and while there's no cure, it can be managed effectively with treatment. So, yeah, totally different ball games. Section 7: Navigating treatment options, from medication to natural remedies. The good news is that ADHD is treatable. There are many ways to manage the symptoms and improve quality of life. There are different approaches, and what works best varies from person to person. It's important to explore all options and find the right fit for you. Medication is often the first line of treatment. It can be very effective in managing symptoms. Stimulants like Adderall or Ritalin can help improve focus and attention. They are commonly prescribed and have been shown to be effective for many people. Non-stimulants like Strattera are also an option. These can be a good alternative for those who may not respond well to stimulants or experience side effects. But medication isn't the only answer. There are other effective treatments available. Therapy is super important too. It can provide strategies and support to help manage ADHD symptoms. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can help you develop coping skills, manage your time better, and challenge negative thought patterns. It's a powerful tool for many. And then there are natural remedies. These can be a great complement to other treatments. Exercise, especially aerobic exercise, can actually help improve attention and reduce hyperactivity. Regular physical activity is beneficial for overall health and well-being. Getting enough sleep is crucial too. Quality sleep can significantly impact your ability to focus and manage symptoms. And some people find that mindfulness meditation or yoga can help calm their minds and improve focus. These practices can reduce stress and enhance mental clarity. It's all about finding what works best for you. Everyone's journey is unique, and it's important to be patient and persistent. It might take some trial and error, but don't give up. With the right combination of treatments, you can manage ADHD effectively and lead a fulfilling life. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more informative content on ADHD and other mental health topics.